Hello, online crew. How you going? We're going to talk about some traps today. What are the 5 most common traps? There'd be others, but the 5 most common traps to be aware of when building a business online. And I'll tell you where this comes from. So yesterday I was having a call with a coaching client, somebody that I'm coaching to build their business online, just talking specifically about their business. And they asked me a really cool question. And I've asked this of mentors of mine before. And this question was, if you had your time over in the last sort of year or so, what would you recommend that I be wary of? Or what would you recommend? What are some of the mistakes that you've made that I can save myself from time making from what you've been through? And I was like, that's a really, really cool question. So some of the things that I've done is X, Y, Z, and we shared that. And I thought, I really need to share that with more people, because building a business online, there's so many moving parts, isn't there, guys? So if you know some of the sort of traps that are going to trip you up along the way, I just wanted to have a chat to you guys about that, just to be really wary of these things. And there may be things, you may already be aware of these things, but let's just sort of highlight it succinctly. Does that make sense? So how's everyone going? I've just come back in from my son's tennis. That's why I'm broadcasting an hour later than normal. So thank you for all you awesome people that have turned up an hour after my normal live time. I'm still dressed up for like winter. It was freezing this morning. I really don't need this scarf on now. It's turned into a beautiful, warm, sunny day. We're actually in summer in Australia, believe it or not. It's going to be really, really hot tomorrow, but I'll let you know the results. Both boys lost their doubles, unfortunately. Zach won his singles 6-love, just on point, like just awesome game. And Ollie just lost his singles 7-5 in a tiebreaker. So it was like right down to the wire. And his very last point, he did a double fault and lost it on that. So that was a bit disappointing, but an awesome, awesome game. So there's nothing better than being there for your kids and being able to watch them, play their sport. And we don't have any internet out there where they play tennis at this particular ground. So hence why I'm broadcasting an hour later. If we've not met before, my name is Helen Martin and I'm your online crew captain. So I'm at service of you guys to share tips and strategies and ideas and things that are working or not working in my business, so you can learn to leverage social media to build your business online with modern online strategies. So that's kind of what we do here. Who is on? Let's see who is on. Gloria, hello, how are you? Good to see you on. Are you still shoveling snow or is it quieting down a little bit? Hello, Edith, good to see you on. We've got Matthew. How are you, Matthew? Mel, how you going, Mel? Mel's got all the emojis going on. So the palm tree is our community here. The little fish is for our free group, which some of you may be watching from. That's called Social Media Strategies for Home Business Owners. Free group. Anybody's welcome to join that. So that's our fish emoji. The cruise ship emoji. Where's my little cruise ship? This is for our online crew leaders. So where are you guys? Let me see your cruise ships. They're in my private coaching community, and the anchor means they're a life member of my coaching community, which is pretty cool. They're anchored in. Same as Olive. Olive is anchored in. Yep, there she goes. Don't you have emojis on your phone, Matthew? So he's symbolizing. All good. Hello, Sandra. Good to see you here. We've got Kerry. We've got Laurie. Laurie, have you calmed down have you come back down to earth from your video challenge task of speaking to a stranger in public? For those of you that are not aware, we're on the final few days of our video challenge, and one of the tasks that I gave everybody was to go out and do a Facebook Live in public, which is daunting in itself. But if they wanted some bonus points, if they actually spoke to a stranger in public, like somebody they didn't know, and pulled them on camera, then they get some bonus points. Laurie did that yesterday, and I think she thinks she almost died in the process, but you're still here. I can still see your name. You're still typing and on social media, Laurie. It's all good, I'm presuming. Hi, Tyra. How are you? Good to see you on. We've got Anya. We've got Jen, who's also a life member. We've got Janice, how are you? Good to see you on. We've got Judy and Bob, who are also life members. I hope you've had a great week. I have, thank you. Hope you have as well. We've got, Naima? How do you pronounce that? I'm just going to do my go live duo. Back in a few minutes. No worry, Matthew. LV finally caught me live. Awesome to see you on. We've got Kirsten here as well. Hello, lovely to see you live. And we've got Dan. How you going, Dan? Good to see you on. Cindy, I could just go forever and just talk to you guys. Oh, it's Neve. Okay, so thank you for clarifying that. Now I know. Been tried to ask, but I was denied. What's that for? Been tried to, but I was denied. Not sure what you mean by that, Jan. Let me know so I can clarify whatever that is for you. Hey, Patricia, how are you? We've got Beth, we've got Vanessa. Good to see you guys all on. So just a couple of reminders before I get into these traps, because these traps are really important for you. I've been subject to all 5 of them myself, so I'll just be open and real and honest enough to say I've fallen into all these 5 traps, and it's just a lesson that you need to learn sometimes when you're learning to be an entrepreneur. I think when you're in this kind of business model, like entrepreneurs, home-based business owners, direct sellers, those in network marketing, we have to learn a different way, and you don't have an employer behind you that's got a written black and white job description that says, okay, this is what you need to do every day. This is what your performance is measured against. I'll give you this amount of money per week due to that. And you know exactly what you're doing. When we go into this world of home-based business entrepreneur stuff, we don't know what we're doing. And we don't have anybody sort of standing there feeding us every second of the moment, telling us what to do. And sometimes we just want that. I remember like my mentor, Fernie, and I openly said this on an interview with him when I was in Austin a few weeks ago. Like, I just wanted him to tell me what to do. But being an entrepreneur, you don't want to be told what to do. You need to take the action yourself and sometimes even fail to learn from your mistakes, to know how to do it better the next time. You don't want people to spoon feed you because you don't learn. You've got to take the action yourself. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you'll succeed, sometimes you won't. But it's a really hard pill to swallow sometimes, learning to be a really good entrepreneur, having your online business, learning the online world. There's a lot to learn. So, and the more resourceful that we can get ourselves, find answers ourselves, take the action ourselves, the quicker that you guys are going to learn, okay? Because there's no one silver bullet in the online world. You can go in this direction, this direction, this direction, this direction, or this direction in the online world. There's no one path. So, yeah, this falls into the traps, which I'll get into in a moment. So, yeah, a couple of reminders first. I've got a couple of links up above. It's the final few hours. I'll never mention it again, but the social media enroller training, the discount and all the bonuses, and they've thrown in a ticket to a live event now. All that's going away in the next 3 hours, I think it is. So there's a time clock on the link. If you don't know anything about it, just click on the link up above in the description and you can find out what that's all about. If you want to learn to be an influencer online, like attracting people to you and what you should do on your personal profile, your business page, and maybe in groups, and learn how to sort of leverage social media to become an influencer and build a team online, then that would be really good training for you. And there's a whole lot of bonuses, but they're all going away in 3 hours. No more. It's the Black Friday that's gone forever. But yeah, that's the final call for that. Okay. So I will not be talking about that again, but you've still got a chance to get into my draw of free lifetime membership into my coaching community, which will be pretty cool. So I will be announcing that and drawing it live on my first live next week. Okay, guys. So those of you that have already accessed that training, you're already in the draw, and I'll draw that live on my first live next week. So make sure you tune into that one to see if you win lifetime membership to my coaching community, for those of you that already got it. So last few hours for that, the link is above. And those of you that want to learn more about advanced Facebook advertising strategies, then that's in my coaching community next week. I'm doing a boot camp. I'll have more information up on my page over the weekend, but you need to be in my coaching community to get that boot camp. So if you've had issues with your Facebook ads, they're not working, you're not getting qualified leads, you're not getting enough leads, you just really don't know how to read your metrics, in your ads manager, if you're doing Facebook advertising or you want to learn more before you start advertising again, then that would be a really good boot camp for you guys to go through. So that's next week, either the 10th, 11th, the 12th, if you're in the US and Canada, or 11th, 12th, and 13th if you're Australia and early hours of the UK. Okay, so let me get into these traps. The first one, first and foremost, I would say this is bigger than any skills that you'll learn or any skills that you get distracted by in the online world. And this is not sexy. It's not anything you haven't heard before, but it'll make or break you. And that's your mindset around it. Okay. So most people, when they go online, they think it's easy, and it's not. They think it's going to happen a lot quicker than it does, and it often doesn't. They go and do things that they have no skill around, like posting on social media or creating a business page when there's no brand behind your business page. There's no content really or any guts to the value that you're bringing on your business page, and you start advertising and you don't have any trained skills in any of them. So those kind of things are just going to get you into trouble. So it's the mindset around what you're doing, not only in your expectations online, like how long it's actually going to take, but what you're actually doing, comparing yourself to other people. Why is it working for them and not for me? They came into this online world at the same time I did. Why are they getting better results than me? Why are they getting leads and I'm not getting leads? Why are they getting sales and I'm not getting sales? Like all the mindset stuff that goes in here. Even whether you think you are capable of it or doing or not. Like I have people saying to me, I don't know whether I've got the skill. I don't know whether I can learn all this stuff. I'm telling you now, for somebody that knew nothing about the online world, nothing. I was from corporate. I sat behind a desk and lobbied politicians and wrote government submissions and, spoke to members and dealt with staff and stuff like that. I knew nothing about building a business online. And my business skills didn't help me initially in building a business online. It's a learnt skill, guys. All of you are capable of learning how to build an online business or bringing your business online. So get rid of that any kind of blocks you've got around that. You can do it. Just be realistic about how long it's going to take you, because sometimes it might take longer than you think. Growing an audience, going online, creating a business page, doing Facebook ads, it's not going to happen overnight. It's probably not even going to happen in 3 months or 6 months. You need to give it time. And this was a smack in the face for me in the online world. When I sat back, I was so tough on myself. And it's like, I've done university degrees to get the skills that I did to become a general manager. And I spent 16 years in my last job before I resigned and we moved to the country, and that's a different story. 16 years with the same employer, learning every step of the way, learning from the board members, the people that were above me, fellow general managers, people in government, stuff like that. Like always learning. 16 years. How long have I been here? A couple of years, few years, but my expectation of myself and my business, why aren't I doing better? So put that into perspective, guys. You spend years working through the ranks to a job to get to like a management position or something like that, or you've done some study and you get into a management position, those kind of things, and that's okay. But you move into the online world and you beat the crap out of yourself when you're not doing really well after 6 months. Like a lot of people say to me, oh, I've been in my business. I started my online business 3 months ago, 6 months ago, and nobody's joined me in my team. Okay, let's put that into perspective. Do you have any skills around building a business online? No. Do you know anything about Facebook advertising? Oh, I've done a little bit of training, but not really. Like put it all into perspective, because you'll kill yourself before you even start. You need to be really realistic about where your mindset is and whether you can and can actually do it. And you can do anything you want to if you put your mind to it. Any one of you is capable of building a successful online business, bringing your business online and navigating the online world as long as you think you can. So most of it goes on up here. And if you don't get that sorted out, you'll self-sabotage any kind of success you have. You might have a little bit of success, but then you think you got lucky. That's what I've done. I had lots of success at one point in my business a few months ago, and I said to my mentor, wow, I'll probably never be able to do that again. And he's like, no, Helen, you've done it. Now let's learn how to actually scale it so you can do it again and again and again and again. Like totally, like you got to work out your head, what's going on in your head. And that little voice that creeps in that tells you you're not good enough, you don't know whether you can do it, you don't know whether you can learn it, you're in overwhelm, all those kind of things. It all comes down to the way you think about it. So the buck stops with you. It's not anyone around you. It's not even your mentors. You can't blame anyone for where you're at or your lack of progress in your business right now. It's totally up to you. Are you dedicated to it? Or are you spending a lot of time watching training and not doing anything with it? So you're busy, but you're not productive. Okay, that's all mindset. So unless you've got focus, laser focus, and you know what you're doing, you know what you're striving for, you know what the skills are, those kind of things, you're learning a bit and going, okay, this is what I need. And off you go. Okay, focus, all those kind of things. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Anya, that little voice can go away. It's self-sabotage, not going to happen with me. It's your own thoughts will destroy you before the lack of skills will. I'll tell you that right now. It's your own thoughts about whether you can, you can't, whether you're driven, whether you sleep in the morning or whether you get up and get on task straight away. I mentor a lot of students from a mentorship company, and I've heard it all. The in-laws came and visited. I didn't have time. I've been sick. Other stuff got in the way, kids' Christmas concert, stuff like that. They're all excuses. If you want to be successful in your online business, you will prioritize. And if you're not prioritizing, it's not important enough to you. And that's the bottom line. It's just not. Because if it was, you'd do it. Like when tires go bald on your car, it has to be done. You replace them. When you're really sick and you need to go to a doctor, you just do it. There are things that you do when you need to do it. When your business is suffering and you're not very successful, what are you doing about it? Are you suffering in this headspace going, oh, I don't know if I can do it, and not really doing anything about it? Or are you taking the action and sometimes even spending money on mentorship and training and stuff like that? Oh, that really hurt. Did I draw blood then? I just scratched myself. You can't blame anyone else but yourself. Okay. It's not an upline. It's not your mentors. It's not anyone around you. It's not lack of things that are available to you. It's what you are or you aren't doing. Okay. Might sound a little bit harsh, but we are the only ones responsible for our own lives. No one else pays your bills. No one else makes you happy. You're the only one that makes you happy. You're the only one that can do things for you. You're the only one that can make things happen. So sort that crap out first. Okay. Number one, hands down, most important thing is what's going on here with you. Okay. The second thing is we all fall trap to this. I still fall victim to this sometimes, and that's shiny object syndrome. Okay, I think I've talked about this week as well. There is so much available to you in the online world. Like I was saying before, there's many different directions that you can go on in social media and the online world, different platforms, different things. You might start looking at funnels, online funnels, Facebook advertising, email marketing, blogging. Like, it just does not stop. Bots or this or that and whatever. And you might be looking at, oh, that would be really good to build my business. So you've got to be really careful of shiny object syndrome, because you end up doing a little bit of a lot of things instead of focusing on one thing and being a master at that and then moving on. So just be very careful of doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, rather than having a laser focus on one particular thing and then mastering that and then going on to the next thing. You'll be far more productive with your time when you do that. So when you work out what you need and what you want and where you're at, so if you're at the beginning of your journey and you want to start a business page, well, then focus on that. If you've got a business page but there's no branding, then focus on branding. If you've got a business page and some branding but not much is happening there, look at content creation. If you've got your branding and your content creation but no one's really engaging and interacting with you, then look at ways to increase your interaction engagement. If you're moving into Facebook ads, then learn the skill of Facebook ads rather than just winging it or leaving ads up for weeks at a time and you don't really know how to evaluate your numbers. Like, you just don't want to get into those traps. I have bought thousands of dollars worth of training. I'll admit it, hands up. There's lots of gurus in the network marketing industry that I've bought things from, and they range from, Eric Worre to Ray Higdon to Fraser Brooks to John and Nadia Milton, you name it. Most of the names in traditional sort of network marketing, I've bought all their stuff. I've got courses of Ray Higdon, and I'm not putting them down by any means, like awesome gurus, but I bought courses of them that I've never opened, online courses. Spent hundreds of dollars on stuff I've never opened. And once you start buying stuff on Facebook, guess what they do? They just put a whole lot more stuff in front of you to buy. And I was a sucker to that because I wanted to learn. And there's only been one sort of mentorship company and track that it was the only one that really gave me all the answers that I kept coming back to, and I should have just stayed there in the first place. But my lesson to learn, it'll be your lesson to learn probably. So, but you just got to be very wary of it. And if you see ads, actually, I just want to show you something. If I go to my feed here, this is something you might like to try for yourself. So I'm just going into my news feed, and I'm going to pick up, you'll know posts that are put in front of you that say sponsored, they're ads. So I've just picked on one here. Didn't take me long to find that. Let me get the lighting out. So I've been sent a sponsored ad by Zuzuna Shop, and it protects your iPhone lens from scratches. I don't think I've searched anything. Actually, no. I bought something off. Do you know the website Wish? I bought the plastic protector on top of my new iPhone here. Oh, cat videos. How did that happen? How come cat videos? They're everywhere. So get rid of that. I'll go back to my phone. So maybe it's tracked. Facebook has tracked that I've bought something. So it's putting more ads in front of me for something I've already bought. So I can go to, this is something you may not know. See those three dots there? If I go onto those three dots, it pulls up a menu. Okay? You can do, why am I seeing this ad? So I'm going to do that. Why am I seeing that ad? Why are you seeing this ad? It's trying to reach females age 18 and over. Well, that's me. It's trying to reach people who are primarily located in Australia. Well, that's me. Geez, that's pretty broad on their behalf. That's not very highly targeted, because I don't need that because I've already bought that. But have a look, guys. Like when you get ads in front of you with more online stuff, click on those three dots and see, why am I seeing this ad? The other options that gives you is you can hide the ad, you can report it. I mean, unless there's anything wrong with it, don't do that, because you don't want to send negative feedback unless it's necessary. But if you hide ads, what Facebook will learn to do is it'll start tracking that for you, and it won't show you as many ads in that particular thing. So if you're inundated by ads on online, whatever, and you want to stay focused and you don't want to look at anything else, hide the ads. Facebook will get to know that what you like and what you don't like, and so they're not going to put stuff in front of you that you keep hiding. So you have a bit of control around this as well, guys. So rather than being distracted by everything and buying everything, you can have a look at that. Why am I even being sent this ad? Work out, that first, and then if you don't want to see any more of that stuff, hide it. It could do with anything, not just the online world, but you look at cameras on Facebook, and then suddenly you're getting ad after ad after ad after ad about cameras. Go and hide the ads. Find out why. The reason for that is probably because you were searching that. But yeah, you do have a little bit of control. Okay. Dan, so what is the mentorship company you're referring to that works for you? So I am talking about Elite Marketing Pro. So some of you already know that. I got some mentorship from there, and I still looked around. I still bought hundreds, even thousands of dollars of worth of mentorship from other people. But it's the one place that's really helped me grow my business. And, the results speak from themselves. What was it? 450 something, 3 people have joined my network marketing team in the last year. Prior to that, I was struggling and going backwards. So I can only speak from my results, from who's helped me and what I've done. It may not be your path, but that was my path. So when I focused in on the one lot of mentorship and the one lot of training instead of all this, and the reason for that is because it all came into one. It's not one little piece here, one little piece there, one little piece here, like a course here, a course there, a course there. It all comes in together. Okay. Okay, so that's so mindset is number 1. Shiny object syndrome is number 2. Have a look at ads as they cross your feed. You've got a bit of a control there. Number 3 is when you want to level up, you need to play a bigger game. The one thing I get really sick of hearing is that people say to me, I want to build a 6-figure income, but you want everything for free. It doesn't happen that way, guys. I haven't got the results in my business online or in my network marketing business or all the extra things that I've created because I've spent nothing. I've spent money on courses and mentorship and traveling overseas 9 times in the last 2.5 years. 9 times. It's very expensive from Australia. But I know the skills that I needed and the focused on. Not everybody's going to walk that kind of path. That's my commitment to my business. And whatever I make, I reinvest. That's the way I see it. So I make some money and I reinvest it in my business. When I'm earning what I want to earn, then I'll slow those things down. But it's like you think of a bricks and mortar business, how much money when they make it that they reinvest into stock, or they reinvest into advertising, or they reinvest into things that make things in their shop look better or whatever it is. Like people spend hundreds of thousands with bricks and mortar shop, and most of them shut their doors within the first 2 years. It kills me when I see that in our local country sort of main street down here, when you see a new shop go up and it's like, oh, I don't know if we've got the demographic for that. And then, 6 months, a year, 18 months later, it's gone again. And I just feel for the people that set it up, because they've just lost a shitload of money. But this is what people do to invest in their business. Why people in network marketing and online marketing are not willing to invest very often, I just don't get it. So it's just something, if you want to learn more and you want to build a 6-figure income, you have to have the skills to build a 6-figure income. And if you had those skills now, then you would have a 6-figure business. So somewhere along the line, you have to realize, do I actually have the skills to build a 6-figure income in this space? Maybe in other spaces, but in this space. So you got to level up. Who are you listening to? Who are you following? Who's mentoring you? All of that kind of stuff, you've got to level up. They say the 5 people that you hang around with the most, you'll end up sort of like them. So who are you hanging around? So make sure you're up leveling the people that you're hanging around with, the events that you go to, the training that you're doing, the people that you're learning from, that they've got results, those kind of things. So you can't expect to know it all with the current knowledge that you have. And leaders never stop learning, ever. Leaders never plateau. High profile people, leaders, influencers, they never stop learning. They're always learning and reinvesting. Like my mentor, who's earned over $20 million online, spends over $300,000 a year on getting mentorship himself. Okay, leaders just don't stop. That's extreme, I get that, but leaders never stop learning. So you've always got to keep up leveling yourself, guys, and not taking the shortest path. Not taking the cheapest path. And I get it that some of you literally don't have the money to do things. So learn as much as you can, and baby steps, focus, baby steps, focus, baby steps, get some income, reinvest it. Don't keep it, reinvest it, learn some more. Okay. You've always got to be up leveling if that's what you're trying to achieve. Okay. Tammy, even in my salon, I need to invest in products all the time and learn what's new. Yeah, you never, ever stop learning. And those that, if you stop, you're going to be left behind. Everyone's going to surpass you. We've always got to keep learning, and I'm always learning. And I'm still, I pay, a few different gurus, like a monthly membership, because I want to keep on learning from them. A lot of that, I can bring back to you guys, but that's my investment in my business and keeping upskilled myself. It takes money to make money. We need to invest in ourselves and our business. Absolutely, Raina. Absolutely. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4, be really careful of this one, guys, because there's a lot of people that do it, and it doesn't really create connection and building relationships. And that's having a feeling that you've got to fake it until you make it. You don't need to fake anything, guys. You need to be real and you need to be genuine. And I see this a lot in 2 areas. Business pages, where people portray that they're a lot more successful than they actually are. and written content in Facebook ads and posts. Like, this was me, this is what happened, then I found this, and now I live the life of my dreams? Do you really? Are you really living the life of your dreams? And when you really drill down to it, a lot of that is actually not true. So don't fake it until you make it. You share your journey. You share resources and things that you've found that are helping you get to where you want to go, and you can help people, on that journey as well. But please don't think that you have to be successful, and fake some kind of result or image, or, that you live in a fancy house or you got cars or whatever. Like, most people, when they look at that, when people that have got the money do that, it makes them unrelatable. It's like, well, that's not me. And like, they're into the millions, and it becomes really unrelatable. People can actually relate to you guys when you're close, they're closer to you. Most people look at, the gurus and that and go, well, that'll never be me. Or I can't relate to that because that's just so far removed from my world. You don't want to be that far removed. You want to share. So invest, learn, teach. Invest in something, learn some new skills, turn around and teach it to others, and just be valuable. You don't need to be successful to be valuable to people. You want to earn more money, become more valuable. And some people in the online world, it's all about the funnel or the ad or whatever, and they're missing this whole human connection, genuine authenticity piece, which is what actually builds real connection, real trust, and then people buy things off you. Okay, so be really, really careful to not try to portray something that you're actually not achieving. This industry is bad for that. People see through it. And if you start a relationship on that pretense and it's not true, where do you go from there? It just builds a whole lot of mistrust. So be careful how you position yourself online. You don't have to be successful first. I wasn't. And I had all sorts of things. Like, I shared this in my attraction marketing boot camp in my coaching community. I felt like a fraud when I first went online. I was like, what do I know about the online world? I hadn't recruited one single person online when I started my business page and was teaching social media stuff. Like, I just felt all sorts of wrong. But, somebody said to me, you don't have to portray that you're successful. Just teach stuff that you're learning and that will make a difference in your business. So you just got to be careful with how you position yourself on social media. And I would just encourage those of you that are portraying a much bigger picture than you actually are living. It's a false image. And people don't connect with that anyway. I've had some people come back to me that have followed really high profile people, and they've come back to me and said, Helen, can you help me? Because they won't even answer my messages. And I'm like, well, they're sort of the person that you're connected to. And they're like, no, I don't want to deal with them. I want to deal with you. That's because I'm more human than creating an image, if that makes sense. Okay. What are you saying there, Lynn? I once heard that if the money we hold in our hand isn't enough to do what we want to do, then it's not our harvest, it's our seed. So we should plant it somewhere and that it will grow. I love that, because that's what it's all about. You need to plant the seed and let it grow. You don't grow a tree or a plant. It doesn't happen like that. You've got to this is very much relatable to the online world. You've got to plant your seed, work out what you need to make it grow, which is a bit of sun and a bit of water and all the rest of it. So great analogy. Okay, so that was 4. And number 5, this is a big one. And it's hard to keep reminding ourselves of this, but if you do, and this is the place that you come from, you will have more success in the online world. And that's remembering it's actually not about you. It's not about what you need. It's not about what you want. When people say to me, I need to get people in my business, it makes me cringe. You don't need to get anybody. You need to help people. So when you come from a place of wanting to serve other people, give value to other people, what can you do to impact other people? What can you do to solve other people's problems? What solutions can you provide to a certain sector of your target market that you want? When you think that way, and that's the place that you operate your business from, the money will come, guys. You have to trust that. But when it's all about the money, I need to make more money. What can I do to get more sales? What can I do to get somebody in my team? It won't last. Even if you do get somebody, you won't get, another person, another person, and another person. You can't build a long-term, sustainable online business with that kind of mentality. But when you wake up in the morning and think things like, I've said this many a times, who can I help today? Who can I inspire today? What problem can I solve today? What can I offer to people online that will help them solve a problem? When you're in tune to that and you use that kind of language, and that's the psyche that you come from, you'll attract people to you. When you've got greed about what it is you're doing, when you get desperate about what it is that you are doing, you need to look in the mirror and work out what's wrong. What's not working in your business? Are you even in the right business? Have you gone that far in debt that you're just still throwing more money over, more debt? Like, you need to reevaluate your business, what's working, what's not working. Are you even in the right business to start with? There's a lot of evaluating that you need to do, but it's not about you. It's about how you can serve other people and be of value to other people, and then the money just comes after that. Okay, I've not always operated from that place, particularly, in my network marketing business the first time round, where it didn't matter who it was. If somebody showed an inkling of interest in my business, I recruited them. I don't do that anymore because I just wanted to build my team, but it was the wrong caliber of people, and it caused me a lot of grief on their flip side of it, because if they're not the right caliber of people, they're never going to do the work. Or they're the first person to complain when something goes wrong. So they actually cause you a lot more energy and time and effort and frustration when they shouldn't have really been in the business in the first place. But I did you only need to do this and it's easy and whatever, and it's just not easy. This industry is not easy, and building it online is not easy. So if anyone tells you, or you tell other people how easy it is, you're setting them up for failure, because there's nothing about this industry that's easy. Okay? So they're the 5 traps. I've been guilty of all of I slightly moved my mouse and the screen disappeared, but it looks like I'm still here. So sorry, I don't know what happened on the screen, whether it actually went black or not, but I'm still here. But I need to wrap this up. But I've definitely not had the right, just wanting things to happen a lot faster, comparing myself to other people, done that, been there, done that, still do it. Always got mindset issues around it. Can I do this? Am I doing the right thing? Should I throw it all in? All that kind of stuff still runs around in my head, guys, even if you think it doesn't. Shiny object syndrome, I still manage it. I'm much better at it because I'm really laser focused about what I do, but I still have to be wary of, things that I see and think, oh, should I, shouldn't I? So I'm much more wary of the decisions I make around that. I invest in mentorship and training all the time. I bought Whit and Kerry's training. So I bought it, I've done it, I can learn from it. If you think that you know it all, if you think you know something, then you got the wrong mindset, because you never know it all, ever. People that do multiple video challenges, they know they can keep on learning. Even though they know pretty much what I'm going to throw at them, they still keep doing it again because they know they can improve. So that's the mindset you need to come from. Okay, and you don't want to fake it till you make it. And just remember, it's not about you. The online world is not about you. It's about who you can inspire, who you can help, who you can give value to, whose problems can you solve. When you know the answers to those questions and you're more laser focused about that and getting the mentorship that you need to be more, to help you with the skills to get there, you'll be more successful online. Okay. So take that. Oh, so it did black out, did it? Sorry, guys. But thank you for hanging in there with me. Yeah, Cindy, being a registered nurse, helping people is the one thing I love to do. I want to continue, but in a different way. Yeah. Ooh, there's a little red sports car that's just pulled up our driveway. I don't know who that is. Anyway, that's a squirrel moment. I can see the driveway from my window over there. Anyway, I've talked far too long enough, but I hope if there's something that resonates in those 5 traps for you, because it's very easy to fall in and out of that. You may fall in and out of those things at various times. They're traps that I've fallen into, I've come out of, but I still go in and out of. I think it's just part of our entrepreneurial journey. So if you've got some awareness around it, then at least you can catch yourself sometimes. And that's why I wanted to raise it, because you need to have awareness around these types of things. And you need to have your head sort of screwed on right for this business. Otherwise, you're going to spend months or years playing around in this area and never really having any success, and then you'll give up. And that's the last thing we want any of you to do, is to give up. It's all possible. You can learn the skill to do this for yourself. You just got to be laser focused and know what skills you need to learn and who from and all that kind of stuff. Okay, guys? Yes, Facebook user, there is a lot to learn. I'm not sure who that is, but I know you're watching from my group, and you just need to give StreamYard permission for me to see you, which is the very last link in my description above. But just remember, there's only a few hours left for the social media enroller training, and all the bonuses, they go away. Entry into free lifetime membership for my coaching community, that all goes away in a few hours as well. So that's the link up above. And my advertising boot camp, my advanced advertising boot camp, if you want to get into my coaching community for that, you can get in for $1 for a 3-day trial. That link is up above as well. So you can check that out after this live. But I've spoken far too long. I need to go. I need to let you guys go. Thank you for being here with me, especially because I'm an hour later than I normally am. But it's always a pleasure for me to be here with you, whatever time that it is. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Have some fun, have some downtime, whatever you're doing, just enjoy it. And I'll really look forward to seeing you guys early next week. Okay, so I'll catch you then. Bye, guys.